Hello and welcome to Two Girls in a Pod. I am Sharon.
I'm Christy.
So good to be back. We did take last week off. I don't even remember why. It was a busy week, maybe. I don't know. And we do that every once in a while, but it's all good.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks have been hectic.
So, where to begin? Well, you know what's really interesting? We've been talking a lot and just kind of how we lose that ability to have our imagine. We lose our child. I know they say, when you're a kid, you act like a kid and all that other stuff, but it's like as we get older and stuff, it's like we stop that spontaneity of fun. You know what? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I think that people forget how to do that. In fact, I was talking to someone day before yesterday, and that we were talking about how you forget how to get in touch with that inner child and just have fun.
And I think the thing is that we're constantly being taught, and no wonder a lot of people, you constantly hear that thing, I don't feel like adulting, because it makes adulting sound hard, boring, but I don't find adulting hard or well, depends on the day, but I really feel like I have fun when I do stuff.
Hmm.
And probably because I was doing play therapy for so many years.
I think it's kind of sad because in even inadvertently, I feel like a lot of times people are putting the pressure on for kids to kind of mature. We just expect them to know things and that. But if we look at how they view the world, you see with babies and little ones, the light in their eyes, just the wonder, and just it's all new and it's all magic. And it's interesting because as time goes on, you'll see that start to fade away. And I think that's because we put so much emphasis on being responsible and doing all the things that you have to learn how to do to adult.
Well, and I think it's adults, no disrespect to adults, but I think every adult's kind of been guilty of this at some point in their life where, the kid's having fun and adults get annoyed with them. They're laughing too much. Why would laughing too much be? That is such an important part of being mentally healthy,
Mm.
is that happiness that we have. And okay, granted, sometimes it depends on how appropriate the place is, but we set up that too.
Mhm.
We decide what's appropriate and what's not. And I think that that's one of the things I see, and, like, people just get so upset and bothered by what a child is doing, and I think it's more a reflection on them as an adult. If
Yeah.
you're not behaving, and we look at this thing as behavior, it's how we behaving, all of those other things, and I think that's where we get into this thing of stopping kids from having their imagination, stopping kids from that laughter, and they're just so spontaneous.
Mhm.
And have you ever asked a kid, "Why did you do that?" "Oh, no." But if they really said the truth, it would be like, "Well, I saw a rock and I thought I would throw a rock and I threw the rock and I hit the sign and that was really fun." But you say that to an adult and it's like, "Well, what were you doing? You
Mhm.
don't you'd stop throwing rocks." Stop. They don't think about those things, but they're not supposed to because their brain isn't in that state of development.
Mhm.
Or I love this one too. Stop lying to me. You're telling that to a 5 or 6-year-old, they live in an imaginary world.
Yeah.
In their world, you are this, that, or the other. They're this, that, or the other. It is just that their ability to be in these magical places and to just do all of these things.
Yeah, and I think if we can keep the wonder of that, that will really it plays out well in our lives as we go on. I know that there's times you have to explain why
Not
it's
okay.
not okay or where it is acceptable or not, but I think there's ways to do that without
Taking away the spark.
yeah, making them feel bad or whatever for just laughing and having fun because I really think as adults we should do that more.
One of the things that I think is so fun is that now when we have friends or family over, we play games
Yeah.
and we got charades. The reason I got charades is I really wanted it was because a lot of my clients were saying they were playing charades and how much fun they were having at that. I remember playing charades when I was young. It was so much fun. And now we have laughed and laughed and laughed. And you've come out of your comfort zone a little bit.
I have, and I think that's a really good way to do it because, me, when you guys were first saying about playing charades, I'm like, "Oh, I don't know about that." And it's because of that. I think that we forget how to pretend and do all of those things but it's really, really beneficial because it really helps your brain to even work better because you are able to if you're able to put yourself in that place and be able to act something out like that, and especially act out of character for what people are sometimes so used to people being reserved and those kind of things, but if you can get into that moment and just really be free with it.
I think sometimes that kind of throws people off with me because they might have an image of me, but man, you put me in charades and girl, I don't care. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to do stupid stuff. And it's kind of cool because that's something that you've really been working on
Mhm.
because you'll often say, like I said, I think it's so funny. When the twins were here and you would get like not aggravated, but it was like you didn't know what to do.
I didn't know how to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, and I'm there like, "Oh my god, we're gonna do a story. We're gonna do this." And then and in your head, "Well, this story doesn't even make sense. Why are you doing it?" And I'm there like, "They're kids. It's imagination. Throw a dragon in there. Throw an old witch in there. Throw a car. It doesn't matter. They don't care. It doesn't have to follow." I said, "It's them using their imagination, their creativity."
It was a struggle for me because I didn't know. I don't know. I just lost how do you do that?
But I'm really happy it's something that you've been working on,
Yeah.
and we have so much fun when we do it.
Mhm, and that is a really good way to do it, like I said, the charades game and that, we played with a friend of ours that came up not too long ago, and I got one and I'm like, "Okay, should I try this?" And I did, and it was breakdancing.
And we were laughing because 'cause we're there like, I don't know, seizure, what's going on?
Yeah.
But guess what? Our friend guessed it right away. It was like, "Oh, break dancing." I'm there like, I'm thinking seizure, no,
Oh.
no." And the skateboard one, she did
Yeah.
it beautifully. It's so interesting after the fact, and you said, "Oh, it's," and they're like, "Oh my god, yeah, she's dropping the board and getting on it."
Mhm.
And they're like, "That was brilliant." But those are the things, and that's one. We do big mouth, we have the big mouth game, we have the 5-second one.
Yeah, 5-second rule.
Oh my god, we laugh on that because you think to yourself, "Of course I can think that many words. Whatever. Give me a topic. Yeah, I can do." As soon as that little timer goes on, your brain goes, "Mm,"
Blank. Completely blank.
and then you're just laughing. And of course, we play Cards Against Humanities and
Mhm.
things like that. And we're finding the more that we do these things, the more you laugh, the more you realize you don't have to take things seriously.
Yeah, it really brings you into the moment and just helps you to let go of the thinking of all the other mundane things that we do in a day. I think games is a really good way to do that.
My sister was over and she goes, "Sis, do you want to play Monopoly?" I go, "Yes." Christy hates Monopoly.
Mm.
And she goes, "Oh, it's too long." I said, "We don't care. We don't even go to the end. We just go till we
Who
want to."
does? Who does go to the end?
We have.
It's like infinite.
She loses. That's why she
Whatever.
I know, and we were all excited because we did this as kids, and it's fun for us where they're like, "Oh, well, yeah." And you know what? We don't we just have fun. And then we weren't even all the way done. We're done.
Mhm, exactly. That's what I mean. Who wants to play a game that doesn't end?
We could have played to the end, but we didn't care. We just played till we had fun, until we were done having fun. Then we're like, "Okay, we're done." But I
Yeah.
think I love playing poker with you.
I like playing poker. I need to
Learn
learn
it
a little bit
every
better.
time.
Well,
And we give her a cheat sheet. And then this is the bad thing or good thing, I don't know. She starts to win and I'm there like, "Do you even know what you're doing?" "Nope." "Not really, but I'm winning."
isn't that the important thing?
Oh my god, my family, we grew up playing cards. My parents played cards with us. We played poker, spades, gin, rummy, all of those things. We were just a family that played games together, which I didn't realize how much I appreciate it now because it really does work on the relationship building, and playing games is a way in which we talk and we do those kind of things. That's what when I'm doing play therapy with a kid, they talk through their play and they have this wonderful vocabulary through it, and you just have to be patient and learn and do what they but we're now adults, and anyway, we are gonna play poker one night. We're over at my house, and so my siblings are there. We have quite a few of them there, and we're gonna play poker, and oh my god, my one brother freaking cracks me up. He gets so upset because we can always tell when he has a good hand because man, his eyes light up, they twinkle.
He starts
He
to tremble with delight.
like a little kid, it's wonderful. Then we all fold names, they're like, Oh, he's all upset because he had the good hand. He would have beat us.
Yeah. Everybody folds and he's all mad because nobody wants to play.
But you know what? It is so cool to see that in him
Yeah.
because it is such an excitement,
Hmm.
you know, and we don't care. We just keep playing. But those are the things. So in my family system, we played a lot of games. So it was kind of fun for us. We had Monopoly. And we did all these things. We played sports outside together. So it's one of those things. Maybe that's why I'm still act like a kid sometimes.
Well, it could very well be a big part of it. I think especially when you're a person that you feel like that you can't have that imagination, that you struggle with how to do that. I think games are a really good catalyst to do it because you don't really have to use your imagination, but you can get into the moment in that way and it takes you there automatically and you just kind of have fun with it. But it does take some opening up to be able to do it because kids can do it without the game. They're there making up everything in their imagination and doing that. And if you as an adult can't do that, it's like the game kind of helps you to do it.
When your brother was little and he would come over to my house, he always wanted to play the same games. He had like 3 games he wanted, and they were all make believe. But he would go to the steps, and that was his restaurant.
Hmm.
And then he would come take your order, and he was tiny.
Yeah.
And I, of course, I always ordered coffee, and then pretty soon he knew I wanted coffee. And but you can almost see in his head, everything is so real.
Right.
It's like, oh, here's the coffee. We can't let it touch. It's gonna be hot.
Mhm.
I just love it. And I'm for people listening, it's like remind yourself why games are important, why our imagination is important.
Mhm.
That is the other thing that I loved when I would do groups with little kids. Oftentimes I would say, okay, it's gonna be story time because we had an activity and I was wanting them to wind down and stuff. I would do this and it was around Halloween.
Mm.
So they were there like, Miss Sharon, tell us a scary story. And remember, these are like from 4 to probably 8-year-olds.
Mm.
And so we're sitting in a circle and I'm telling them and I'm doing all the noises, the squeaky gate, the wind, and I'm using these voices and I'm doing all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, the little one kind of keeps inching his way. Pretty soon he inches and he gets on my lap, puts my arms around him because now he's scared. So now they're like, oh crap, I gotta change the end of the story. So then I just quickly changed it and then I made it a funny ending so they could laugh about it.
Right.
But it's so fun because you can see them seeing it all.
Yeah.
They are seeing it. They are a part of it. It is wonderful.
Mhm.
And I also grew up in a family that we would play practical jokes and we would scare the crap out of each other, which you don't like.
No. I didn't have siblings that I grew up with in the house. I mean, my brother is way older than me, and my other brother is way younger than me, so I was like the single child in the house. But my mom found it funny sometimes to scare me, and I hated that. Literally, I would tell her, "Don't do that to me." It would send pain through me. I didn't like it.
So I have to be careful. Sometimes I'm just walking her up and I'll scare her and she's all like all tight and I'm just walking in the room. Sorry, you're engrossed in your thought and didn't hear me. I'm not sneaking.
I think I've done way better with that
Yes,
now.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is because we've kind of been evolving. And if you're evolving, why are you acting like a kid? Because I think that's part of that evolution.
It's
I think
part
to
of
be present, to have fun, to laugh at things, to laugh at yourself.
Mhm.
And it's not about trying to change things or do those kind of things. It's just being in that moment.
It's about the joy, laughing with reckless abandon.
It's like, have you ever watched those videos with the little babies laughing? And then
Yeah,
pretty soon you're just laughing with them.
just because of the sound of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought it's that noise. It's not noise, but it's that sound. But for some people, they hear it as noise
Mhm.
and they don't hear it as the sound of laughter or things like that. So then it kind of like irritates them. And
We stay way too uptight most of the time, and I think it's because we're constantly thinking of what we gotta do next or what happened yesterday. And
what's going to happen tomorrow?
yeah. And it's sad that it's that way, but I do think that, like I say, that the game part of it is a really important piece in finding your way back to that. And I've noticed, like when we go on vacation and things like that, some of the resorts that we have stayed at, they have a common area where that they actually have games in there for people to play, and I thought that was really cool. I mean, because you would go down and you would see different people, playing checkers or doing stuff like that, and it's kinda neat.
I love to play chess on those big things, but I was thinking about when we were in, I think, Playa del Carmen, and Sandra was with us, and we're out playing miniature
Putt golf.
putt-putt golf, you know? It doesn't have a big, "Well, so let's go out there." So we're playing, having a good time. We turn around, it's hot,
Oh, hotter than hot.
and I don't think Sandra's enjoying it quite as much as
We were all melting.
it was extremely hot, and we're just going along playing our little putt-putt golf, but she was but you know what I love? She just kept going.
Yeah.
Even though I could tell it was not probably her.
She's drenched. I had a sunburn across my forehead that lasted like 2 years. It was so hot.
Oh, it was horrible, but good. But we just have a really good time, and I agree. You rent Airbnbs, they have games,
Yeah, a lot of times I do.
and it's that kind of stuff. D&D has become much more popular, and that's about imagination.
Yeah, people don't know that's, Dungeons& and Dragons.
Oh, who wouldn't know that? No.
I don't know. I mean, I've never played, but I do know that it's what D&D is.
Yeah, so it's amazing to me how many of my clients and our friends play D&D, and they really get into it and all that, and I think that's great. How many of them have game nights now?
Mhm.
It's kinda sad because, like, this generation here, their idea of games is a computer or a video game or some electronic game, and so it's not the same engagement, and even on some of those games, there's a mission, there's this, it's like, "Oh, good lord, just let's play something stupid, shall we?" No, because there's something about that, and so I think that I encourage people, do interactive things with your kids.
Oh, yeah.
It is so important. It really changes the makeup of the brain.
It's gonna keep you young.
Absolutely. And like I said, I got used to it because oftentimes when I would do stuff with parents in the room, because I would do familial play therapy. So it's kind of to teach the parents how to engage with children and play. It was amazing to me how they just could not do that.
Mhm.
And they're like, well, doesn't it bother you? They're doing this. And they're like, no.
Mhm.
And like the world didn't end. And every once in a while, I would wait for them to build their tower and I go knock it down. And of course, they get all a little, and I'll say, hey, remember you just knocked Miss Sharon's down? I laughed. And then, they'll laugh through their, I don't like it. But
Yeah.
they'll still do it. And it doesn't stop them from playing, but once again, we're just not doing those things that are joyful for us. Like when we did the bike rail thing,
Mhm.
we were laughing and having a good time.
Yeah.
We just having fun with it, all of those things. And now when we're with our friend June and I can get in trouble together because both of us act like children.
They're a little mischievous when they get together and be having so much fun.
But I think now Christy's appreciating it and just kind of sometimes engages. Sometimes she's just there like, "Oh God, you too."
Yeah.
But that's what we love about our friend. She is really happy a lot of the time.
Yeah, you feel June's joy.
Yes, and it's infectious, and that's the thing, when you have that's infectious for that next person. When your energy's high, the people around you, it elevates them,
Yes.
and then pretty soon everybody's laughing. We're looking forward to tonight. We're gonna go hang out with friends, and the friends we hang out with, we always laugh with.
Yeah.
We have an amazing time with them.
Mhm.
Oh, looking forward to that.
Yeah. I think it raises everybody's vibration, and when you have that, you can even afterwards, you go away with that good feeling, and
Mhm.
it feeds your soul in a different way. We talk about even just when we have a conversation with a friend over the phone where we haven't talked to them for a really long time, it just really fills you up.
Tammy is my oldest friend. We have my oldest long-term friend, and what I mean by that is we have had this relationship for 30 years. But it's talk, we do that. Sometimes we don't talk, maybe a month will go by, but then when we talk for about an hour or two. And I love when she laughs.
Mhm.
I really do love her laugh. And we will say stupid things to each other.
Mhm.
And we've done stupid things together. But that's the thing. Every time we talk, we will at least, even if there's a lot of heaviness going, whatever, we will always at least laugh once.
Yeah,
And those things are important.
it is. It's important to take time to be silly sometimes and
Mhm.
just laugh.
I think that it's so much of the time that we forget to have gratitude for that laughter that we have the ability to have, being joyful, being that having that childlike wonder. That was like when we went to Disney with June and her daughters Joy and Alicia. I'm a huge Tinkerbell fan, and so is Joy. And for whatever reason, that day, the timing, everything worked out perfectly.
Mhm.
So we got to go. We go to Magic Kingdom just when, they're getting ready, and I'm thinking and I told her, I said, "Enjoy, Jiminy Cricket's gonna come out," because that's who Jiminy Cricket would come out, and it's kinda cool. Well, we're just walking, and instead of Jiminy Cricket, it was Tinkerbell,
Yeah.
and oh my god, Joy and I, at the same time, we reached out, held each other's hands, and we were just beyond happy and just laughing
Mhm.
like little kids, but it was so cool.
Yeah.
And then we got to experience that when we went and had the character breakfast. Okay, June, we're gonna let everybody know. June's man is Mickey
Yeah.
and Mickey Mouse. She loved her some Mickey.
Yeah.
And so when we did that, to watch her, when she saw Mickey come out and she got to get a picture with him, oh my goodness.
It was
You would
just
have
like a
thought
kid.
that she was meeting some rock star, but that's her rock star, man.
Yeah.
But just that kid like, and I think that's the cool thing about places like Disney World and Knott's
Mhm.
Berry Farm, all of those, or the Six Flags and all that.
Mhm.
When you go, you start to act like a kid. You're laughing, you're doing all of those things.
Mhm.
I remember growing up, we had the Stampede, which is one of the oldest rodeos in Colorado. It's been around, I can't remember how many years, but we would go to that and everybody would wait. That was, you waited, it just passed. But you waited for that man, and we were there, and we were hanging out with friends. We were laughing on all the rides, even though they were really, really, really scary sometimes. But we were out there having a good time, laughing,
Exactly.
just fun times.
I think, yeah, at Disney and those kind of places, you're right. It does really bring that out in you. And I think you should always engage in those things that really bring out that wonder in you. It brings just this lightheartedness and it's fulfilling.
It is. I think anytime that we can laugh with people, you just feel such a shift. And there's a lot of research on it. And I mean, we go the research route with it, but more it's just about that spontaneity. But research shows the importance of laughter, what it does in our brain, how it creates those really feel good neurotransmitters and why they're important for
Mm,
us and why we should do it more.
right. Exactly.
So it's a matter of thinking to yourselves, what is it? Or think back to your past and say, oh my God, what did I used to have a lot of fun doing? I wonder if I still would. You can if you can go back to remembering why you had fun with it.
Hmm.
It's like, have you ever gone back and watched a show that you really, really liked from your youth? And they're like, oh man, in comparison. But then you sit there and you think, but I remember why I liked it, why that was a funny comedy to me. And now people would sit there and say, oh, that's not funny.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Hmm.
And so it's just doing those things. But one of the things you and I do, and I found this fascinating, is how many people do it. They love to color.
Oh, yeah.
They love to color. Your mom
My
she
mom loves to
loved
color.
coloring.
Hmm.
Oh my
It's,
goodness.
and I find it's relaxing.
It is. But how many people, even some of my clients do it, our friends, it's because it is. There's something relaxing. And then you see it when it's done and
Mhm.
it's so beautiful. And you think, that's me. And then, when you're little, you color and you're not inside the lines. And guess what? It doesn't matter.
Right.
It is your masterpiece.
Mhm.
It is your masterpiece. That's what I love about Ella, our niece.
Mhm.
She's very artistic and stuff. And when we go, we'll color together. And
Right.
sometimes we'll draw together.
We've even painted together.
Which once again, Christy was there like, I said, Christy, honey, just go. It doesn't matter what you paint. It's because what we're doing together. And then we just had a good time. We talked and we laughed and we painted.
Yeah.
It's not like we're Van Gogh or,
Certainly not.
or maybe more Van Gogh than Michelangelo, no, or Leonardo. No, but that's what it is. But you did it. And that's what I love
Mhm.
about you. You will still do it. And by the end, we were having fun.
Yeah.
but it's just getting you there. But I've noticed that you're getting there faster with these things, and they're like, okay, if I say let's play a game, okay.
Yeah.
And so I love that. And so our house has more laughter. Not that we don't have laughter in any way, because we do stupid things, you know.
It's good to just relax and just be able to enjoy it.
And that was my segue, because I'm going to plug us for a minute,
Mm.
because I do want to announce that we're doing a collection of coloring books
Mhm.
called Grateful Beginnings. We have 4 of them up on Amazon.
Mhm.
We'd love for you to go take a look at them. It is a coloring book to help young kids learn about gratitude.
Yeah.
What are the things they're grateful for? Why is it important? That's a vibration, and sometimes it's having gratitude for the things that we have and the things we might have and all of those things. And kids do it beautifully because they live in their imagination anyway. And so that's why it's such an amazing thing. But you can go onto Amazon. You have to type in my name, Sharon Abeta, Sharon. Last name is Abeta, Abeyta, and Christy.
Banta, Christy. Banta is Banta.
And check them out. We would love for you guys to support us. But not only just that, the thing of having that conversation, just the importance of it. And what I mean by that is I have a client, love my clients. Okay. They're phenomenal. And this mom, and I know her kids. So she has 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy, the little one. So they were working on gratitude. And, sometimes it's like, as a parent, they're like, I don't even know if they're listening. But so the mom was relaying the story to me. So she's in the house and the little girl's outside and she can hear her all excited. So she looks out and the little girl had found a penny and she's holding it up to the sky and she's saying, I have a new penny. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And the client, oh my God, true. You could feel the gratitude for it. So for her, she didn't have a penny before. Now she has a penny and it made her happy. And that's what all of this is. When we play games, when we do those things, they make us happy.
Mhm.
When we have those funny conversations, how many times do you guys get into that rabbit hole, and we all do it, where you're watching memes and stuff that are funny, and then pretty soon 3 hours goes by and you've been watching 3 hours of memes laughing. But when you're done after that 3 hours, you're there like, man, that feels good. Life is good.
Yeah.
And that's what that's all about. How do we make life good? How do we do those things? You know what I mean?
I definitely think that gratitude is a way to do that. And so I'm really excited that we are putting these out. The name of the series or collection is Grateful Beginnings. But again, if you are trying to find them on Amazon, you'll need to type in our names.
It's a 10-part series.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're really excited about it. And once again, because we're really excited about gratitude, we're really excited about, and we love to color.
Yeah.
So because we love to color, we're thinking, hey, I can color in there. But I think those are the things that are really important, is find those things. Color. I used to love to play jacks.
Mm.
That was our thing.
I played Jack some when I was little, but I loved Play-Doh.
I really like model magic. What's really cool for me is doing play therapy is such an amazing thing because, well, I'm talking with the kids, I'm doing whatever they're doing. So, you get to where you do stuff. And so they'll tell me something like, Miss Sharon, will you make me this? And I'll be there like, okay, but we have to keep talking while we're doing it. And as we're talking, I'm doing all this. And then they're like, okay, we're done. How did you do that? So then we spend time teaching them I don't know how I do it because I'm not thinking about it. If that makes sense, because I'm truly in the moment and I'm really engaged in but it is so fun. And I love I have a thing about textures.
Yeah.
So I love the texture of model magic. And if you don't know what that is, go try it out. It's got a really cool texture and you can put it together. It's a little bit, Play-Doh tends to get stuck in things. So parents don't like Play-Doh.
Yeah. I guess we've moved on from Play-Doh, but I sure did like it.
Did you like the smell of it?
I did. That was part of it. What kid didn't like the smell of Play-Doh?
Yeah.
But I think too, the difference with model magic, doesn't it stay once you put it? Like,
Yes.
yeah. So Play-Doh, your creation, once you were done, you smashed it back in the can.
Yeah, but if you forgot to smash it back in the can, it was no good
It's
anymore.
gonna dry out and it's no fun.
There goes the fun. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, any of those things that we're able to do to laugh and to just be present and feel good and to just feel good.
Yes, celebrate your inner child.
Yeah. When I travel, I do that.
Mhm.
I really do. Because when we go to new places, it really is like, oh my God, there's wonderment to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's when people say, oh, I got the travel bug. I think that's what it is. It's because when you go to new places, it's that seeing it and it's different and it's so cool and you feel like a little kid,
Mm-hmm.
you
It's
get
time
it.
to go on an adventure.
I know. We
Yeah.
always say that whenever we're going, we're off on an adventure.
Yeah.
We do love The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Right.
So, and we do that too. That's another thing that we do. When we're talking, sometimes we'll use lines from movies.
Quite often, yeah.
Yeah, we're so nerdy.
Fun stuff.
Yeah. So I guess for this is just paying attention. Realize if you're not laughing enough, find the things that are going to make you laugh. Find the things that are going to make you happy.
The things that are going to bring that wonder and joy into your life because it's so good for your health.
It is. And it's one of those things that I don't think we're taking care of enough sometimes. And I think it's something that we really need to. And so when we get that opportunity, and if you get that opportunity to play games with your kids or your friends and be goofy and just laugh, take it. And sometimes we have to try to figure out what is getting in the way of that. And for you, you really worked on that. And it's so fun now to watch you do those things because you have more of that childlike thing when you're doing them.
You gotta learn to let loose.
Inappropriate places and no. Let's put that disclaimer in there. No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was the adult coming out.
It happens all the time.
Well, no, and that's true. We always put those stipulations on and stuff. And
Yeah.
that's one of the things, even as a therapist, I love laughing with my clients. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Love it, love it. Because it reminds them that there's always something to be happy and joyful about, even if it's just a moment, even if it's just a moment, because it is a moment. But that moment can lead to another moment and then another moment. And then we're in this wonderful place. And
Right.
so we hope that you guys all laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope that you kind of think back. And if I'm not laughing enough, what was it that made me laugh? I wonder if that still will, I can't tell you how many times I had to play Candyland. It's not my favorite game to play because I had to play it so much. It's just like, oh God, okay, here comes Candyland. But you know what? Once we started playing and I could see how excited they would get, and they cheated. We don't call it cheating when they're little. They just changed the rules.
Right.
They're not cheating. It's like they really want to win at something. So yeah, pretty soon, they're, oh no, I got to go over here. Or, oh no, okay, whatever, honey. And parents, well, why are you letting them cheat? They're like, it's not cheating. It's they're learning and they want to win. Little kids never get to win really, unless they're playing against another little kid. And then they get mad when they lose, all that other stuff. But no, and then, at a certain point, I'll say, okay, now we're going to do this and we're going to go by the rules, and that, okay. And then we'll do it 2 times and then they change the rules the next time.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. You just have fun with it. It doesn't matter what it is.
Exactly.
Find those things, laugh more, play more.
Mm-hmm.
And as always, we are so grateful for everybody who tunes in and listens. We really appreciate you. And you can find us.
You can find us on social media, Facebook or Instagram, 2 Girls in a Pod Life's Journey. And you can also find us at our website at 2girlsinapod.com. You can subscribe there, and anytime we come out with a new episode, you'll receive an email letting you know that we have a new one up. And also check out Adventures with 2 Girls in a Pod on YouTube.
We appreciate you and we thank you. And please check out our collection of Grateful Beginnings and see what you think about them.
Yeah.
And like I said, we appreciate everything that everybody does for us and all the people who are put in our path to help us be successful. So Thank you very much. And we will be back next week.
All right,
Bye.
bye.